Sam and Emma came in this morning and said that they saw a new baby in the Dogtown King here from the road. So we're just gonna ease down here and see who's got a baby. Now these mares that foal outside are naturally a little more protective of their foals. I really don't want to upset her, but I need to find out what the sex is on this baby. Well, she's had herself a little stud colt, and he seems to be getting along okay, so we'll just leave him be. How's he treating you? We really like to have our yearlings nice and broke before we turn them out to grow up for the summer, so we bring them in the barn, and part of that process is making sure that we can pick up their feet for the farrier. That's what Dawson's working on today, and I'm just going to step in and help him out, you know, if he needs a little support. What do you think?
Try it.
I want to see you try it.
Oh.
It's your job. There really is no quick way to do this. You have to take your time, you have to be slow, patient, and understanding of where these young horses are at. If we try to rush it, it'll just take us longer. I know what your problem is.
What's that?
You're not pulling cap and call.
Easy, bar. Easy. That's
Yeah.
what I did wrong?
Yeah.
Ah, I see.
I think Dawson has an unhealthy obsession with Lonesome Dove. Sometimes he likes to channel cap and call when he's messing with these young horses. Not so sure that it helps, but you know, whatever makes the day go by. So he obviously is not, you know, comfortable with you picking his feet up. So you gotta make him comfortable. And picking his foot up and holding it there and expecting him to stand still is not gonna make him comfortable.
Right.
That's just gonna make things worse, more than likely. So just start off slow, all right? And just take baby steps. What I like to do, let me see here. Let me swap with me here for just a minute. I like to hold them here, okay? So that I can touch them here. And I'm gonna hold my lead rope the same way as if I'm gonna mount them or saddle them or whatever. Okay? 16, 18 inches right there, all right? I can come up here to his balance point. I can touch him all over, just like this right here. And if he wants to move away from me, I got him, right? If he wants to step on my foot, I can kind of get myself out of the way first, all right? I'll just ease down right here, okay? If he'll accept that, I'll let him alone, all right? All right, I'll just move on down his leg there. See, he picked his leg up. That's what I want him to do, is I want him to pick his leg up and give it to me, right? I don't want him to struggle and fight. So I'm gonna start off by saying, if you pick your leg up, I'm gonna leave you alone, right? I mean, it's just kind of basic. So then I'm gonna just kind of grab it right there, all right? When he quits struggling, the instant he quits struggling, I'm gonna let things go, if he struggles. You know, the secret to success with young horses, as with dogs or kids or anything else, is just to take your time. Be patient and be understanding of where they're at in the process. We don't want to try to rush things. We just want to take baby steps, and everything's going to work out in the end. You only want to go so far as to, you don't want to break their bubble. You just want to get to right before the bubble breaks, you know. And eventually you understand about the concept of the bubble.
Right.
You know, eventually the bubble's going to get smaller and smaller and smaller until it disappears and you can do whatever you want. You know, when you very first start working with a stingy colt like this, the bubble's real big. You can only get to right here before they, you know, before you bust their bubble. But right now, it's getting smaller. And the quieter you are with them, the smaller that bubble gets. Now when you get to this point, just take this foot and there. When he relaxes, let it down, okay? Yep, Dawson's doing a great job, and everything's going to be okay. See that? No. Why are you trying to pick it up? Just go right there. There you go. Now quit. See there? You made the slightest. You got to reward the slightest try. Okay? We're not going down there to pick his foot up right now. You're just getting him to accept the whole deal. All right? Just keep doing that and see if he don't pick his foot up for you by himself. Good grief, the hair is just flying off that colt, isn't it? All right, it's time to get this colt's feet trimmed. I guess I'm the man for the job. Don't let him bite me now.
Don't bite him. Much fluid all over the city. Don't bite him.
Well, it never feels good having your foot stepped on by a horse. Boy, this winter's been a strange one. It hasn't been cold at all, and we've just had tons and tons of rain. I don't know how many inches of rain we've had. But the water's come up in the river, it's flooded the banks, we've had roads wash out, and overall it's just been a bad deal. It's going to make for a tough spring. Now right down the road, the Savannah River has flooded its banks and come up the road. It's filled the swamp with water and it's coming right up in our back door. Boy, things are really, really soggy around here lately. We could sure use some sunshine. Well, this colt took the hoof trimming pretty good. You know, he started off really stingy, but he really came around. Now he's nice and quiet and standing there easy for us, so it's time to get him branded. All right, you ready?
It's cold.
Yeah, I'm rolling. That's like almost freezing.
Almost?
Yeah.
My hand got really cold.
Oh yeah. You get the bottom. Hold on. And you're pouring it in here? Yeah. You can set it on the ground. Yep.
We just dumped something out.
A little bit more.
This stuff almost looks like it's boiling.
It is boiling.
Wait, because it's hot? That doesn't make
It's so
sense.
cold it's hot. So we use a process called freeze branding here. It's where we use liquid nitrogen, and we dip the iron in the liquid nitrogen and then apply it to the skin of the horse. And the hair grows back white after that, so we have a nice clear white brand. The liquid nitrogen is about 300 degrees below zero, so it makes for a nice clean brand.
What are you set?
Push on him. All right. So we give these young horses just a little sedative to help them to relax and stand perfectly still when we brand them. Sometimes they move around a little bit, but it's no big deal. I mean, the brand's gonna come out okay. Oh yeah, that's a good one. That's a real good one. Okay, one down, 6 more to go. So this is a dual ray colt out of a daughter highbrow cat, and he's a pretty natural horse. He really likes to get back, and so a horse like this, you have to stay behind their drive line in order to get him to go forward, and you really have to stay back here and be pretty adamant about it, because really what he wants to do is this. He wants to stop and get back, which is great for a cow horse. That's exactly what we want. But horses like this have their own challenges, and usually it's going forward, and so that balance point is real important on horses, on all horses, especially horses like this though. You know, I think it's really important to let these young horses stay outside in a herd, in the open, let them graze and let them live outside and just be horses. And even after we've started them under saddle, I still like to bring them in during the day, put our rides on them, and then let them go back out at night and be a horse. I just think it's good for them mentally and physically. So we really had to work with this colt for quite a long time. The first couple of weeks, just getting him to understand to go forward. And you can see he wants to, his first impulse is to get back. So I got to kind of get after him and just encourage him to go forward. This colt's going to make one heck of a cow horse when he gets broke, but he's got to understand to go forward. My biggest challenge in this whole deal is to not screw him up. All right, now every time we handle a young horse, we're teaching them. They're learning from us constantly, whether for the good or for the bad. So it's very important that we're conscious of the way that we move and the way that we treat them every time we get around them, because we don't want to teach them any bad habits. That's what I like to see in these colts right there. Nice natural stop, nice natural turnaround. And that's what I'm looking for on the ground. Sometimes I get it on their back before I get it on the ground. As weird as that may sound, I still want it to be real natural and real smooth, and I want them to be comfortable both in the saddle and on the ground. I want him to draw back square. He's wanting to kick his butt over, so I just square him up. There. That's exactly what I want right there. This is all real rough, but here in just a couple of weeks, it's going to be really, really nice and smooth. He'll go forward and travel straight. He'll stop straight. He'll draw back straight. He'll turn around nice and comfortable. That turnaround has got to be comfortable for these horses, or else they'll never do it very well. And we just repeat the same motions over and over again. Travel, stop, draw, turn around. We understand that this can be a stressful time for a lot of folks right now with all of the events and the things that are going on in the country and in the world right now. So we here at Low Country Cowboys wanted to take just a couple of minutes to thank you guys sincerely from the bottom of our hearts for letting us distract you with our silly little program for just a few minutes. We really, really appreciate it.